Game shot.
Now then, just slipped out for a minute from the biggest bonanza of sporting skill I've ever clapped eyes on. Down here at the Queen's Hotel in Leeds, we've got 60 odd of the best players I've ever seen in my life. None of your Charltons and your Geoffrey Boycotts, mind you. This bunch of lads are kings at those sports you get up and down the land in every pub. There's one fellow who's shown up from Scunthorpe in a 10-gallon Stetson hat, and he's floating coins around in the best game of shove halfpenny I've ever happened across. And there's two of the cockiest blokes, students playing table football, as though they were Giles and Bremner. So let's get cracking. We got those 60 in there. The first prize in each game is £100. That's for shove halfpenny, bar billiards, skittles, table football and darts. And remember, all you lots out at Trent, this is real darts on a Yorkshire board. No trebles, no fluky shots, just a hell of a lot of skill.
1939 scored.
Look out for this character John Walker of Hull. Third in the news of the World Championship last year. He's after 48 to finish.
He's the double. Oh, that's the double eights. He's in the same bed. And it's there! Oh, unbelievable. And the finishing power of John Walker really is too much to be believed.
Bet you didn't know that the North's best skittle players come from Barnsley, like this young one here.
His skittle play has deteriorated slightly in the last minute or so. Here he goes. That's a better one. That's a flopper. That is a flopper. All 9 down. And that's Dennis Jones looks philosophical in the background because that could be an important throw. Let's see what he can do now. 2 more throws he has. And very unlucky. Very unlucky. 8 this time. And that's 18. And that's good for...
Philip Senior hammering the older generation there. A right young upstart. But note on them 2 students I were on about, Eric Crane and Steve Kelly. They seem to spend their whole time playing table football and they reckon they've never ever been beaten in a serious competition.
Degree, the other having failed his degree, is now working for a turf accountant in Leeds.
See that? A cracking goal. Now try this for size. You've probably seen bar billiards, snooker with bunkers, and there is some very nifty kill work going on in there, I'll tell you.
380 to Ernest.
Ryder's back on again.
100.
And he dropped a red in the 50 hole, which is worth 100. And he's a chance of using the red as a cue ball. And again, it's double. No, that's just a single 50. He's going to, I think, in off red. Oh, and the black skittle's over. That wipes out his total score. All his score goes for Burton, right from the beginning.
Finally, to another game with a really delicate touch. Buffalo Bill from Scunthorpe is a top shove halfpenny player, a star of the sliding small change. So is Alan Brown, star of the Durham shove halfpenny league.
Seen him play before, and Alan Brown is really rubbing it in now. He's just played a very fine shot. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a very, very, very fine shot. 4 coins back.
And look out for them Durham Mafia lads. I hear they're just a bit good at nudging them in. Let's kick off with the darts. We've got 16 of the best players in the north here. We're down to the last 8, and it's Charlie Ellis of Bradford on the board. He's already wiped the floor with Maurice Reid from Hull, who's a real top oiler. Now Charlie's up against Les Mills from Hull, who I'm with Jack MacDonald from Wombwell this morning. 5-0-1, straight off, finish on the double. Dave Lanning doing the talking.
King of Bradford darts. He's the first to throw in this final quarter-final. Here he goes, into 20. Charles Ellis, one of the most professional and dedicated dart players in the north. 60, bang. He plays for the George in Clackheaton Road, and this is Les Mills, one of the great figures in darts in Britain and in the north. Former News of the World Champion in 1965. A stopper from Hull. 41, they're settling down, they're finding their feet, they're finding their aim, they're finding their length here now. This is Ellis. He's cool,
60.
He's calm, he plays for up to £250 a game, and for that sort of money, you've got to be calm. But Mills is nobody's fool. He's been around, he's seen the game,
60.
and he's as steady as a rock. And there's not much in this one. At the moment, Ellis just 20 in front, but a long way to go yet, a long way to go yet, and anything can happen in this game of darts. What a lovely picture, what a study in concentration, what an absorbing game this is. Bang, it's
59.
come downstairs. He's come downstairs there and fooled everybody, but still, there we go. This is Mills. Les Mills.
60.
60. Very, very steady. Remember, this is 3-5-0-1, straight in, double out. The Yorkshire board, no treble ring, so any score 60-wise is a good one. And Ellis is...
20.
I don't know what happened there. He certainly lost a flight, but one was outside. Only 20 scored. Not very good. This is Mills. Mills with a chance to establish a little bit of a lead here. 20, 40, 60.
60.
60. Very good. Very nice. Look at that score. 60, 60, 60. Very, very pleasant. Pretty to watch. This is Ellis. Ellis, the man who likes to play for the big money, and there's big money
60.
about here today. 60 scored. This is Mills in the 20. 40. It's lovely stuff. It's lovely,
60.
steady stuff. And that is 60 again, and his scores really are beautifully consistent. But Ellis is still far from being out of touch. He's still very much in this game, and we've seen previously
60.
he's a dedicated and absolute dead shot finisher. But Mills. Les Mills lives on the Greatwood Estate in Hull. Been playing
80.
darts for 25 years. And that was a nice 80, and his scores are
Ellis
steady
requires
and getting
182.
better, and he wants 140, and Ellis here wants 182, and a big one would be useful. Here's 20 of them. That looks like 60 of them. Oh, that looks like another
60
one.
scored.
What happened there? What happened there? What
Mills
happened there? One of them
requires
fell out.
140.
No, it was just 60. Just 60, I say. You tried doing it. I know I couldn't. Here we go. He's come downstairs
24.
to try and keep the score nice and even. That's his worst score.
Ellis,
Now
122.
Ellis on 122. 102 left. 82. It's gone.
80 scored.
80 scored, and that's good darts. And now
Mills
Mills has the pressure on.
116.
Mills with the pressure on. That's 5. That's not very good. Bang. What's that? Is that 65?
65?
Yes, it's 65. 42. He'll go for a 10 or a 6, I
Required by
think. Go
Ellis.
over there. 4 o'clock. 10 or a 6 he's going to go for. That's 10. Two 16s he wants. Down there. Oh, what on the
10
wire
scores.
there. Right on the wire now. Now we have Les Mills, and Les Mills
Mills requires
wants
51.
51. Go for a 19, I think. He's got it. He wants 2 16s. Over there. Bang. That's a nice lay. Oh,
90
he
scored.
seemed to lose his concentration, seemed to lose
32
concentration. Now it's the
declared by
first man
Ellis.
in double 16, and the first up is the man that looks like the Viking war god. Here he comes, Ellis, on 16s, on the wire, very close. And another one very close. Bang! Oh,
Score.
very close. And you just cannot give away this sort of chance. Mills on 16.
32 required.
Nice on the wire. Oh, 2 8s, 2 8s, 1 up. And what's that? I can't
16
see, I
scored.
can't see. It's shielded.
Number
And
60
again,
required by Ellis.
Ellis, looking calm, looking confident. Just outside. Just inside. Yes, yes,
16
is it
scored.
there? No, it's outside. Right on the wire.
Double 8 required
Both
by
on
Mills.
double 8. The tension here is fantastic, and it's all over because Mills has got it.
First leg to Mills.
Lots more darts like that, and better. In part 2, meet Vera Poboreszczak, landlady of a pub in Bradford and a demon bar billiards player. See you in a tick. Welcome back to our tribute to the heroes and heroines of the tap room. Now, you know the thing with bar billiards is to score regular, 200, 50 and 100 holes, and pick up all you can on the easy holes at the top. but it's a whitewash if you knock a skittle over. So let's see how John Smith of Heckmondwike goes about dealing with the only lady in the Indoor League competition, Vera Poboreshek of Bradford via the Ukraine. Commentator is Keith Macklin.
In the midst of all the men, Mrs. Vera Poboreshek, the landlady of the Bowling Green Hotel at Bradford, who came to Britain from the Ukraine in 1948. And she's playing John Smith, who's been playing bar billiards for the last 4 years at his local, the George Hotel at Heckmondwike. This is John Smith in play and scoring straight away. Every time the red goes down, it's worth double. The nearest hole covered by the black skittle worth 200, and he's going there for the 250s. Scoring 300 already. If you knock a skittle down, you lose your score. If you knock the black skittle down, you lose all your score. Knock a white skittle down, you lose the score for that particular break.
350.
Just breaking in, Keith, to make sure everybody knows we've got 8 of the best bar billiard players in the league here today. John Smith and Vera are at the bottom of the draw, but the fellow to look out for is Taffy John up there, a headmaster from Pontefract. Anyway, John Smith's going very well on the break now, building it right up, so back to Keith's commentary.
So John Smith
480.
building up a good score. John Smith is a clamp stover in the brake lining industry. Going for the 50 hole, got it with the white, which is worth 50. If he'd got the red as well, that would have been another 100.
530. Vera Poboreshek 0.
And he's made it at the top. That's the 30 hole.
560.
So John Smith getting quite a
40,
prolific score. We've had one score of over 900 already from the favourite for this event, Taffy John, the holder of the Yorkshire Television Bar Billiards title. And as you can see, you can use the red as a cue ball. Oh, there, and that is the tragedy that happens at this game. You're building up a massive score. You knock over a white skittle and you go back to the end of the break, or rather the beginning of the break, and that's nil. So Mrs. Vera Poboreshek, formerly in a displaced persons camp, a Ukrainian, came to Britain in 1948. Has one son who's a haulage contractor and a daughter who teaches in a school in Birmingham. Well, not a big break by Mrs. Poboreshek.
Vera Poboreshek 100. John Smith 0.
John Smith. John Smith of the George Hotel at Heckmondwike, who was building up for a big break last time when he knocked over a white skittle.
20. $50.
That's the 30 hole, the one on the outside at the top.
$80.
And this is quite a skillful technique. The score doesn't build too quickly, but if you're on the table, your opponent can't get on.
110.
And with a match of just over 10 minutes duration, it is theoretically possible to stay on the table all the time. Well, John Smith isn't going to do it this time.
John Smith 110, Vera Poboreshek 100.
110 to
50.
100. So Mrs. Vera Poboreshek, the landlady of the Bowling Green Hotel, Bradford, is in play.
80.
Mrs. Poboreshek plays this game with customers. If they've nobody else, she could be in trouble. No, she got 200 there. If she'd hit the black skittle, that would have been curtains, but the luck was with her. Or she's got into a fall. I asked her how she pronounced her name, her Ukrainian-sounding name, and she said, well, just call me Vera.
360 break. 460 to Vera Poboreshek, 110 to John Smith.
So Vera Poboreshek in the lead. John Smith. Well, a short trip to the table for John Smith. I wonder if he's been a bit disheartened after that tremendous first break that was wiped out when he hit a white skittle.
220.
The red dropped in the 100 hole. Going again.
400.
Well, twice consecutively. That's a really good shot. It's rolling for her. Down to 50.
490.
So this lady formerly in the displaced persons camp, home, the Ukraine, but now of course Britain. She's travelling.
Break incomplete. Vera, Popper's leg 460, John Smith 110.
Two ways of playing bar billiards. Vera, who has a bash and loses big scores, and John Smith, gentle and steady. We show you next week who won. But now to the game that really amazed me in this competition, table football. I've told you about Crane and Kelly, those two lead students. They reckon they're unbeatable, and I've got to confess that they can dribble that little ball like Stanley Matthews used to. But he were modest. These two comics have just said to me, waste of time was coming, Fred. You should have posted check to us. They're on the left, playing with the dark blue men, and Raquel Elliott and Angelo De Murillo. Two local lads from Sheffield are on the right, playing with the lighter yellow men. Remember, the winner is the first team to score 6 goals. Keith Macklin, once again, is your commentator.
Best of 11, first to reach 6. There are the favourites, Eric Crane and Stephen Kelly of Leeds University Students' Union, unbeaten in 3 years at the Students' Union. They're already one up, 1-0.
1 goal in and out to the blue team.
So a great start to Crane and Kelly on blue. And against them, Raquel Elliott, who claims to be the coach of Crane and Kelly, and Angelo De Mauro, Italians domiciled in Britain.
Play on.
Angelo De Mauro married, in fact, to a Sheffield girl. It's Crane and Kelly, the favourites, hammering that and bouncing it off the table, leading 1-0. There they are, Raquel Elliott on the left, De Mauro on the right. 1 down at the moment. Ball being moved across from side to side to try to lure the defence line out of position. It's De Mauro and that tremendous whiplash shot there by Crane and Kelly, and won by De Mauro and Elliott, making an attempt to come back. That went down the sidelines. So it's the Blues, Crane and Kelly, who are the favourites, and that seemed to creep in.
1 goal to the yellow team.
Yes, indeed, 1-1. So De Mauro and Elliott, 1-1.
Right.
Technique of this game to move it from side to side and even behind them. You can fool the defence by putting it behind you, ready for a shot. It's Crane and Kelly in possession now, 1-1. They won't want to lose that proud unbeaten record, and nothing would please Elliott and De Mauro more than to win it, and they're in possession. 3 frontline men, a missed shot there, and a tremendous shot by the Blues. It's so quick, faster than ice hockey, this. In the backs, you can shoot from any part of the table. Crane, an economics student, Kelly, oh, and that crept in.
1 goal at the bottom end of the blue team.
Lucky one, that. Crane and Kelly, there they are, going 2-1 ahead, a lucky goal. So it's 2-1. Crane and Kelly wanting to build up a big lead. They're holding on to this proud unbeaten record. They're so cocky, they don't think they can be beaten. Now notice that, they moved it past the defence, drew the defence out of position, and have
1 goal at the bottom end of the blue team.
So Elliott and De Mauro have got to come back quickly.
3 goals to 1.
And that looked quick too.
3
That one
goals
was
to 2.
in.
1 goal to the yellow team.
So De Mauro and Elliott hitting back very quickly, and they've changed position.
Hold it on.
De Mauro has gone to the front line and Elliott moved to the back. A nice tactical switch. And it's all tactics. It's a much more skillful game than one might imagine. You move from side to side, you put the ball behind you, suddenly release a shot just when the defence is lulled into a sense of false security. And as I've said, you can hit it from anywhere. Even the goalkeeper can score in this game. You can push it back to the goalkeeper, as they try to do there. Moved into the back line. The wrists moving the players back and forward, covering every inch of space. If one line covers one half of the goal, the other line covers the other. It's 3-2. And it's the Blues seeking that 4th goal. Crane and Kelly can't be too happy with merely a 3-2 lead. Now notice the pause and the shot.
1 goal at the bottom end of the blue team.
Beautifully taken goal, 4-2, and they'll change round now. They should, in fact, have changed round when the aggregate was 5. Referee David Pope moving them round now. 4-2 for Crane and Kelly, the favourites. You can't spin these players all the way around. The plastic men must not be spun all the way around. It must be more a flick of the wrist. There's the drop ball, as one might say in senior soccer. And now the favourites, Crane and Kelly, in the light men, the yellows, and going for 2 more goals. There they are, that would give them the victory. The ball off the table. Referee, there's De Mauro and Elliott. Elliott again at the top. And
Brilliant.
2 more
Kelly now playing
goals
on the
in
yellow.
the top goal. There's one of them, that's 5-2.
The yellow
So
team scored 1.
Crane and Kelly want just 1 more goal to move on and confirm their establishment as favourites in this competition. They are the holders of the Yorkshire Television Table Football Trophy, and they're leading 5-2 and in the driving seat there, but that went off. So what can Demaro and Elliot do? Despite the fact that Elliot is the coach of these 2 boys, they're teaching him a thing or two now. Crane and Kelly thumping that one. Didn't go in. Back to the goalkeeper, pushing it out to the back line, and then moving it up into the middle. Attempt for a shot in the front line. Notice the way it's moved up. 5-2. Demaro and Elliot really in trouble. Push back to the goalkeeper. A back pass, then to the back line. And a sudden shot. The goalkeeper having to get across quickly and cover that. You really have to be very supple of wrist and eye. A good shot from the middle line. That's 5-3. But they're really in trouble. They're up against it. They must stop these 2 now in the yellow, Crane and Kelly, from getting 1 more goal. It's 6 up, the best of 11. Crane and Kelly. The bluff and counter bluff of these 2 teams. They've played each other many times before at the Students' Union. And that almost crept through. That really was a slide, a sly one, really. Back in the back line. Notice how very slow, very sleepy, and then suddenly a flick of the wrist and the ball goes flying up the table. In the attack, Crane and Kelly wanting 1 more goal. Trying a shot there, almost caught off guard by that. The wrist's always moving, but not haphazardly. Crane and Kelly know each other's game so well. And as one set of men moves over to cover the left, someone else's wrist pulls across the men to cover the right. Moving across from side to side, then hitting it forward. Battle of tactics, much more tactics than one might fear. Demaro and Elliot, they know they can't concede 1 more goal, otherwise they've had it. All the scoring must come from them, but it's in the court of Crane and Kelly. Their middle line, pretty congested, but they found a way through there. And then held behind, but of course you can go over the top of the side. There's the wrist, working in concert in unison all the time. Moved across the back line, still waiting for this winning goal from Crane and Kelly. They're liable to shoot at every instant, and the Blues up against it. Here's a chance of a shot. And that again off the table. You need power. Crane and Kelly there, you need power to hit it as hard as that. I had a go before this game started, and you need tremendous pressure to hit it as hard as that. Still Crane and Kelly in possession. Trying to find a way through. Still the wrist moving it across. Into the middle line. A pass. Pushed through beautifully to the front line. That was a bit of a mishap, but it's still in the front. Now the defence of Demaro and Elliot.
Ball out of play.
There's Crane and Kelly. And they, of course, realise Demaro and Elliot looking a little more strained, as well they might do. They're 5-3 down. But this last goal is a long timer coming, and that was a shot by Demaro and Elliot. Back to the goalkeeper, who can either shoot or push it up. He pushes it up, moved over, and a shot from the back. And nicely disguised one, that. Again, the movement from side to side. 5-3, there's a shot by Crane and Kelly, and a terrific one in riposte from Demaro and Elliot. Into the middle line, into the front line, Crane and Kelly looking for this winner. Setting it up, and a shot, and what a fusillade of shots going in on Demaro and Elliot's goal. It's the yellows looking for the winner, the 6 that will make them the winner. Look at this, side to side, the defence scattering across like scalding cats. There's the goal. So Crane and Kelly the favourites through 6-3.
Match over. Thank you.
Takes years of practice to get as good as that. So there you are. Crane and Kelly through into the next round, the semi-finals of our indoor league. In the next 5 weeks, we've got the best matches and, of course, the finals in all the sports we've shown you. So next week, look out for a marvellous darts match. John Walker from Hull against the Lincolnshire champion Keith Naylor from Scunthorpe. Shove Halfpenny and chalk your cues for the finals of our bar billiards. I'll see you then.